So, I opened my emails this morning, and what did I find from 38 degrees? Sometimes they have some good petitions, sometimes they really don't. Unfortunately, in this case, it is the latter. RE, nasty app. I cannot believe I am writing this. Sarahah, the anonymous messaging app that was used to bully my friend, is no longer available on Apple or Google. We won the campaign! It's incredible! So now, online petitions are no longer used to try and implement effective systematic change or prevent negative things from happening. They're simply used for censorship, for pathetic Snowflake SJWs that can't take any insult. This is absolutely ridiculous. I thought this was a legitimate platform to try and influence geopolitical change and policy, but apparently not. If somebody gets upset that you've hurt their feelings, well, they're going to use petitions to ban things. So free enterprise, free business, this poor company here who've tried to develop an app for free anonymous messaging has been shut down because people get offended. Let's read on. I'm not a campaigner. I don't have big lobbyists backing me. I'm a 17-year-old student in Exeter. But by setting up this petition and getting the support of hundreds of thousands of 38 Degrees members like you, we achieved something incredible. Together we made sure no one else will be bullied using Sarahah. This is absolutely ridiculous. The tiniest small amount of people, a real small niche of people, may use this effective app and messaging service for negative reasons, and because another small minority within a large positive group don't like it, the entire app has to be shut down, because apparently people's feelings are more important than free speech, more important than free enterprise, and more important than life in general. This is absolutely ridiculous. When I set up the petition on 38 Degrees, I wanted to stop the abuse I saw my friend getting through Sarahah. Well, why didn't your friend just uninstall the app? Or just grow a pair and man up and just think, well, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words cannot hurt me. Apparently that's lost on the Snowflake generation of today. But if I'm honest, I didn't expect we could persuade tech giants like Apple and Google to listen. It's a fucking disgrace that Apple and Google listened. How dare they infringe upon free speech and free enterprise because a few young snowflakes are offended? But they did! It honestly goes to show that what's possible when people come together to make a difference. Make a difference? So rather than stop drone strikes above Afghanistan and people being bombed in Syria and Yemen and a whole host of other problems that we have in the world, people are more interested in banning apps where a few people get bullied and protesting gender pronouns. Meanwhile, bombs are being dropped on the Middle East. The world we live in is absolutely ridiculous, and the Western world is the pinnacle of that. Absolutely ridiculous. For me, it all started with the feeling that I simply couldn't sit back and do nothing. Oh, because this terrible app messaging service was really destroying so many lives and bombing so many nations. Oh my, how oppressed you are. I had no idea how big a difference setting up a petition could make. Yeah, you made a huge difference. You just banned a good idea. You ruined free speech and free enterprise because one of your friends got upset and offended because they're a snowflake. So Sam, if there is ever anything you want to change, no matter how big or small, yeah, I'd say this issue is pretty fucking small. Don't shy away or think it's too hard or impossible to change. Yeah, there's a lot of extremely important things that we need to be addressing, but this is not one of them. Start a petition with us. You might just end up writing an email like this, like me, and believe me, it feels incredible. Yeah, if I could stop all of the wars in the world and all of the bombs being dropped on the Middle East, and I could build schools in impoverished areas such as Cambodia and Afghanistan, I'd feel very good. If I banned some guy's start-up business because one of my friends got offended, I'd be ashamed of myself. This is ridiculous. Before we go any further into this topic, let's just have a look and see what exactly Sarahah is. Sarahah, from themselves. With your friends, improve your friendship by discovering your strength and areas for improvement. Sounds pretty positive if you ask me. Sarahah is a social networking service for providing anonymous feedback. In Arabic, Sarahah means frankness or honesty. Well, that's a good thing. It was created by Zain al-Abidin Tawfiq in the end of 2016 and reached a sudden worldwide success by mid-2017. So this is a great idea. It's an effective app. It uses free speech and free enterprise. These are supposed to be the pillars of Western civilization and Western society and values, but apparently people's feelings are now more important. This is absolutely ridiculous. So this effective app has been shut down in favor of people's emotions and feelings. It's a real shame because this is a sign of the times. People are more concerned with their feelings rather than the real world. If this continues like this, what are we going to have? Let's check out the BBC. Of course we're going to get the truth from the BBC. Sarahah, anonymous app dropped from Apple and Google stores after bullying accusations. Okay, Mr. BBC, let's check you out. Let's see the truth you're giving us today. So here we go. Katrina Collins posted a petition against Sarahah. Is this really the 17-year-old? I mean, you seem to have hit the wall pretty quick. You look like you're in your 30s, but okay, Katrina. Let's see what you have to say. A widely popular anonymous messaging app has been removed from the Apple and Google stores after accusations that it has been facilitating bullying. Oh, boo-hoo. Oh, so difficult. When I was at school, I mean, if children are really upset and committing suicide, then bullying could be a bad thing. But for the most part, making fun of someone because they're small or ginger or have glasses, it puts hairs on your chest. Puts hairs on your chest. It makes you grow up. It's a good thing. I think me being bullied somewhat, as many people were bullied when they were younger, it's a good thing. It makes you stronger as an adult. Now, if it's getting extreme and people are getting beaten up very badly and they're saying that they're going to kill themselves, well, then maybe someone should step in. But for this, some anonymous messaging app, this is absolutely ridiculous. We're supposed to have free speech, but apparently not. We've never had free speech in the Western world. Never. And now it's even less. Even less. If you think we do have free speech in the Western world, I recommend you try publishing some content, be that a book or a video about something that isn't politically correct or something that is slightly controversial. You'll see how quickly that YouTube video gets removed or how your book won't be published. You'll realize that there is no free speech. And now it's getting even worse than that. Apps are being banned because snowflakes get upset. But the company's chief executive denies the claims and says the app isn't meant to be used by younger teens. I would fully agree with him in the first part of his statement. They have no right to try and ban his app. And second of all, he's even said himself young teens should not be using it. Let's continue. Katrina Collins was appalled by the anonymous messages her 13-year-old daughter was receiving. For one, she shouldn't even be using the app. That's the first thing. One person said she hoped her daughter would kill herself. Well, that's pretty bad, but that's the kind of thing you're going to hear all the time online. People say these kinds of things. It doesn't necessarily make itself true. Here is the point where the mother should have stepped in and said, "Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will not hurt you. You can just put that behind you and go on with your life. Or if it's really bad, just uninstall the app and again, move on with your life." Others used extremely foul and offensive language. Oh, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. How hard it must be. Someone called you a name. Oh, wow. It's not like you grew up as a farmer in Cambodia and had to farm rice because you have no other choice in life. Or it's not like you were born as a girl in Afghanistan or Pakistan where you're not even allowed to go to school. No. Oh, I'm offended at your language that you used online. Oh, poor you. The messages appeared on the Sarahah app, which was designed to allow people to leave honest feedback about colleagues and friends. Although Colin's daughter wasn't actually using the app, she saw the messages after a friend downloaded it and showed them to her. Collins, who lives in Australia, oh yeah, there we go, Snowflake Central, put a post up online petition site change.org. She called for the app to be removed from two of the biggest mobile storefronts. Oh, because her daughter was just so upset. We need to remove all free speech and free enterprise because my one little child was upset. You could have just told your child to uninstall the app and gone on with your day, you idiot. Apple's App Store and Google's Play Store. The petition accused Sarahah of facilitating bullying and self-harm and quickly gained nearly 470,000 supporters. Who are these 470,000 cultural Marxists, communists? These are probably people who say that they're proud of the Western world and the values that they bestow, but really they're against free speech and they're against free enterprise. So who the hell are you? Bullying and self-harm? Little bullying never hurt anyone. It'll make you grow as a person. It'll make you stronger. If you never got bullied as a kid, you're going to turn into an SJW like these guys and you're going to repeat the cycle, make society even worse. The app was then taken down from both the Apple and Google stores. It appears the companies took action in response to the petition. although a Google spokesperson said, "We don't comment on specific apps." That's really the very least that he could have said. Obviously, he didn't want to damage his own business. All of these snowflakes are so enraged, they could probably also damage Google's reputation as well. And Apple did not respond to requests for comment. No, you don't need to respond to these ridiculous claims whatsoever. Zain Al-Abdin Tawfiq, the CEO of Sarahah, has disputed Collins' allegations very fairly. He says the decision by Apple and Google to remove the app was unfortunate. Wow, he must have really taken a deep breath there, but it is very optimistic about reaching a favorable understanding with them soon. Wow, this guy is calm. I would have been raging if I had my fair and just business taken down because of some snowflakes getting offended. Ban apps like Sarahah, where my daughter was told to kill herself. Oh, people will write things like this online all of the time. How dare you try and just remove free speech? Someone tells you to do that, just block them or uninstall the app and move on with your day. It's someone online. They're not going to affect the real relationships you have with people or your environment. Get a life, move on. It's such a bit... She makes everyone hurt, and I hope she kills herself. Seriously, no one would care. This is something any normal, logical person would ignore, and you could block or even remove the app. Apparently no, 470,000 snowflakes are so upset that they want to remove free speech. Anonymous messages. The app has had an up and down ride since it was launched a year ago. It became an instant success worldwide. More than 300 million users have created accounts. So it's obviously an extremely popular because it's a good startup idea. It's a great business. It trumps free speech and free enterprise. 300 million people at least are very happy with it. But 470,000... just over 1% of the total users. Most of these people are probably not even users anyway. Supporters against the cause are against it. So there's less than 1% get to say, hey, my feelings have been hurt, so we're going to stop all free speech and free enterprise for the vast majority because we're upset and our feelings are important. What a load of bullshit. Sarahah, which was developed in Saudi Arabia, topped Apple's App Store in more than 30 countries in July. Well, that's great. Good. Go for it. That's excellent. Sarahah, which is named after the Arabic word for honesty is a good thing, aims to allow users to receive anonymous constructive feedback. But Patrina Collins, the woman behind the petition, says it also facilitates cyberbullying. Oh, my child has been cyberbullied. Oh, how hard. Constructive feedback. Well, people often say you have to be cruel to be kind, you know? If someone's extremely obese, in the short term, you should tell them that they are fat and overweight and unhealthy so that they will be healthy in the long run because you love them, because you want them to do well. If you say, oh yeah, your body is beautiful at every size, absolutely ridiculous. No. Constructive feedback, yeah, it can be negative in the short term, for sure. It makes you grow. Facilitates cyberbullying. What snowflakes, really? If it's happening to my daughter, it's happening to a hell of a lot of other kids out there as well. Oh, boo-hoo. Such a hard life you have. Oh, someone said a few naughty words to you. Go try living in Syria. Go try living in Afghanistan. Then come and tell me you have such a hard life. A 14-year-old from Grimsby in the UK recently spoke out about the disgusting messages she received on the app. Oh, people have messaged me disgusting things. Okay, I recommend you go on any social media, write something remotely controversial or not politically correct, and see what people have to say to you. They're going to tell you similar things. And you know what? You can go on with your day and have a good time. It's not a problem. Tawfiq says the offensive word highlighted in Collins' petition would be picked up by a filtering mechanism and prevented from reaching its destination, he says. As soon as we received this petition, we tried to run the message through Sarahah, and it didn't go through. So not only have they had their free speech and free enterprise restricted, they've even tried to help these fucking retarded SJW snowflakes. They've tried to help them and had to go out of their way and bend over backwards to stop them from being offended. And they're still not happy. My God, what if this is what's happening now? If free speech is being clamped down on now and free enterprise is being removed gradually bit by bit, what are we going to have? What world are these SJWs going to lead us into? Really, it's absolutely mad. Absolutely crazy. And also, the CEO has said it's 17 and older, and the girl that wants it removed is 13. This is ridiculous. And her mother that clearly has no sense whatsoever. Well, thank you for listening, everybody. I don't think I need to cover cyberbullying. I think everyone's aware of how ridiculous that is. It's not real bullying. It's not even physical harm. Oh, but my feelings were hurt. Boo-hoo. I just had to get this one out that I read this morning. It's completely ridiculous. Nasty app. Let's ban free speech and free enterprise because my feelings were hurt. It was so offensive. Once again, Snowflake SJWs trump free speech. Thanks for listening. Have a nice day.